Impromptu Car Chronicles. Hello everyone. So I'm gonna put this right here so I can talk to you all. How are you all doing this morning? It is a pleasure to be here to discuss with you all. So I know some people were not expecting me. I have stopped doing lives. I said I'll be doing impromptu. So I did one January, I believe, and then so 1 month later I'm here. So I hope you all have a blessed day, a blessed week ahead. It's dark, it's gloomy where I am. So all right. There are different things that we are going to discuss. It's impromptu, so I do not have a topic in mind. So since I do not have a topic in mind, I'll keep it short and simple. So keeping it short and simple will mean, not talking too much about what's going on. Hi, Suleiman, how are you? So this week I'll be doing follow-up with you, Suleiman. So you will be one of my people that I'll be doing follow-up with. Might be Zoom or some things. But the past weeks I've been occupied. I'm doing fine, brother. I'm doing fine. Thank Yahweh. Thank the Creator. I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing well. So in times like this, there are many things that we have to discuss, and I will not be discussing a lot right now. Things are. Oh, I didn't bring one of my design stuff I showed online. I was thinking to bring it in today. I did not. I forgot. So how you all doing? It's a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Everybody, thank you for liking and joining. And if I didn't see your name or say something, it's network has to do with everything here, so don't feel bad. Don't be like, when is she going to say my name and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, I did not see you here, but that does not mean that you're not looking and stuff like that. So you see different articles that I've posted about technology, UFO technologies and stuff, African aviation, astronomy, African astronauts, ancient things, and all of that. And one of them is the flying saucer of Rhodesian. They're like, and if you go to Google, you might not find any article on it. Such repression is a real thing, and removing things that are rare. So if you had the internet in 1999, 2000s, early 2000s, you might have found an article on some things, but those such repressions are going away, knowing that there's some changes that happened prior to 1998. Not changes prior to 1998, that started in 1998. So I was reading this book that talked about all the 13 bloodlines of the Anunnaki. 13 bloodlines of the Anunnaki are also the 13 Illuminati bloodlines, different names. I will not drop names, but if you want to know, it's no secret, it's out there, it's in a book. So it's not only the names that you know that you're shouting everywhere, which is one family. I've said that in Facebook. You're here, Suleiman. Hi, Fat Mother. Thank you for joining. And the one family, I said Rockefeller and Rothschild are one family. And yes, that book also that was released in 1998 or prior to that, stated that they are one family. And now you can find out they're the Orsini family. Or Orsini. Orsini family is the same bloodline. So you have bloodlines that are still, the book talked about the Rothschilds and all of that the family, I'm going to talk fast. The families of the Rothschild know they have Rothschild blood. So that goes to last name L.I. Lee, which is a Chinese name. Sassins and a part of the Rothschild. And then the 13 bloodlines that you have names like Clinton, Bundy, and then it spoke about the Chase Bank. So I'm not surprised about Chase Bank, never will be. Knowing that most of your history does not teach a lot of things, I'm going to tell you things that don't take it that Dini said. If I tell you things that I said and I found, I've just mentioned, but this one was about Titanic. You'll need to research why the Titanic was sunk. It did not sink because of iceberg. Now there are articles online, go research, that tells you Titanic did not sink. I'm not going to tell you the correlation between, but somebody here also mentioned that you need to research Chesapeake. Period. So many things that you don't have to know, and things that you have to know, because there's nothing hidden that will not be revealed. So the time of revelation is about to come, and the time of exposing is about to come, and it's not like you will want it. They're going to do some wild exposing, one in January, and then February you might be looking, might have, might not have, but it will come. So why is this exposing happening? It's happening because there are things that you need to know. That's why these explosions are happening. It's not exposure, but, you know, exposing things that are happening that you need to know. You know, and you're talking about weather change, global changes and all of that. Everything has changed. Like, we had summer weather in Texas. Now it's cold this morning. I was like, oh no. I went back to wearing summer clothes for a while. You know? And there are many things that you're going to learn. So, the Anunnaki bloodline started black. And every one of them claimed Nimrod is their ancestor, so of Ethiopia. So, if you're from that bloodline, can you say you're Ethiopian? Ethiopia was the name for the entire Africa, which was Abyssinia at first. So, yeah. Of course. Of course. They can. So can they claim African? So can Israel now, that is fighting to be African Union, be part of the African Union? Palestine has some kind of membership. So now you see where we're going to. Oh, yes. There are times I told you guys in 2016 that Africa is needed for the New World Order. So when Africa gains back power and you get back what belongs to you, the respect, are you going to forget that you were needed, and all along the game of chess was coming back to you? There is no place on earth that didn't start with melanated or Aboriginal people. There is no kingdoms, no political affiliation, no powers that didn't start with our people. So will it end with our people? But what are we unified for? Now, all of a sudden, oh, they will come bowing down to you and worshiping you. Oh, they're kissing our feet. Oh, they're kissing our feet. Yes, that's the power we needed. We needed respect. We needed this. Now we have the monetary power. That's how people drink wine and they forget. They drink the wine of Babylon. And they forget that after this, what next? At what price? At what cost? And then Africa will be like, yes, we have come to be the winners. We are winning. We are on the winning side. We have now had affluence. We are back to having the city. And I'm going to share an article to you. I wish I could. Let me see if I can charge this phone. And then I will let you see something. So this article actually, oh my gosh, I wish this, that's why I left this phone here, so it's easier for me to just pick it up from there than me digging inside. Okay, I found it. I carried huge things, bags. Let this phone be charging. So you will see the underwater city of Atlantis. And then they found it. They started showing you things. They're like, it's lost. Now they're telling you bye city and all of that. Oh, it was lost and all of that. But let me tell you this. Why am I going to show you this? I'm going to show certain things and know certain things. And under this water, you see the city did not sink. It's perfectly structured. And then you say, well, it's a city underwater. Maybe the water came and, the places in Jamaica, there is a city that the water came and and then the land, or something happened and then it becomes underwater. But that's not the thing. It's not underwater because you will know that this was built and it was there in place. So the question is, did this place became filled with water? Atlantis City was a water city, full of technology. So it's somewhere there. Why do we need to know about Atlantis? Now, let me tell you, ever since I started teaching about Atlantis, there have been 50 more articles, if I'm not mistaken. Just Google Atlantis, you'll see a lot of articles coming out. Every week now, The Sun, not The Sun newspaper, but people like The Sun have written maybe 1 or 2 articles on Atlantis since January. Why? I am in the spirit and I'm on the right timing. Why are they telling you about Atlantis now? And why do you need to know? If it's saying the Bible, I don't need to know. Who told you it was not there? And why do you need to know about Atlantis? You have Atlantic City, Atlantic Ocean, Atlantic Hotel, and now another Atlantis that they're about to make. Why do you need to know that? You need to know that for a reason. Because what the technology you're using now did not just fall from space. It has been. That's why the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. And I spoke to a pastor here who was commending me, not condemning me, and saying that what I'm teaching, they're following me closely and they want me to do a seminar. They're following me closely and they've been learning, and they're in a seminar school wherein Europeans are teaching them. And he said some of what I'm teaching, things that I'm not mentioned right now in this live and stuff like that they've mentioned, and I go in depth. So now I'm going to teach you some things. Why Atlantis? The Atlantis was before Adam, way before Adam. And that's what me and this pastor were talking. The pastor and I were speaking about. He was like, people don't know that there were people before Adam. I said, yes. Go ask your pastor. Pray that I might not. Your pastor that does not know a lot. Ask a couple of pastors, were there people before Adam? Were there people before Adam? And if they love you enough, those that know, they will tell you the truth. Some of them don't know, so they're ignoramus. They will lie to you. Those that love you will tell you yes. People like that have been on Benny Hinn shows, like Manasseh Jordan has a book, Pre-Adamites. And I'm happy I started preaching Pre-Adamites before he wrote his book. So nobody's confusing anybody. So now they have Nimrod that they're waiting for to come back. And if I can charge this phone, I'll be able to show you a lot of things. So waiting for Nimrod to come back is one of the things and one of the ordeal that many people are thinking about and they're anticipating waiting on. Some are waiting for the return of the Anunnakis. and you're waiting for the return of Christ and a rapture and a city in the sky, that your heavens have to be in the sky before you can be blessed on earth. Who told you you have to wait to be blessed? If you do not wait for your daily bread, he said, give us this day our daily bread, which is a blessing. Give us this day our daily bread, which is a blessing. Why are you waiting for some things? Oh, I have to wait, because this thing is in the sky, and I have to wait for some things and wait for the fulfillment of certain things, and you will keep on waiting forever. Except you wait on Yahweh to renew your strength. They that wait upon him, he shall renew their strength. There are things that are beyond you, but there are things that you have the power to change. And that's why when you know that, you go ahead. As long as it's a righteous thing, be like, okay, I have the power to change. I have this, I have that, So all of that is putting you in a position of change. And we're coming to the great deception. I don't think you're ready for it yet. And an FBI agent did a video on Facebook. Last month, I saw it in January. And they were like, you're going to start seeing a hologram of a rapture. It's a deception. We're going to do it. They already let you know. And I remember I told you that somebody told me, remember, way before I told you, it was in December. I think I mentioned it here, that somebody told me about holograms. But yeah, I might have not mentioned it in my life, but I believe, I'm 100% sure. Well, let me put it 99.9% sure I mentioned it in my lives. So imagine seeing a fake Jesus in the sky, and you're like, oh my gosh, my Lord, is that you? It's all hologram technology of the Atlanteans. I pronounced them wrong, and I wrote it wrong. And that's another correction that I have to do. Baby's laughing. So there's so many things that you have to take into consideration. Because you're not ready yet for the deception. That reminds me, that means I need to go back to losing weight. I already know what I'm going to do. I'll lose my weight and come back. So every time things are happening, you have to ask yourself a question about why these things are happening. And why now? So yes, let's go back to this technology that I was telling you that has been. So hologram technology has been. So you see, hallucination is seeing things that are not. You're seeing things that are not real. Hallucination, hologram. You have a halo over your head. Some people call it the halo, which is your crown, which deals with your brain. the neuroscience of your being. That's why Apostle Paul said we are not moved by what we see. It's not only the physical realm of seeing, spiritual seeing. The more you the more you see, the less you see. And you don't understand how deep of what I just said right now, right? So it's like it looks real, but it's not. They can create a hologram of you, not me. Let me put your example. And you can appear in Pakistan, but that's not you. And now artificial intelligence did a stuff on Taylor Swift. And everybody that said in Twitter, or now called X, I've not been logged on ever since it was called X. Because I changed some things of my technology. And they said in the news people are typing and searching Taylor Swift on X, and they had to stop it. So if that's not her, they use her image, they can use anybody's image to create videos and stuff. And there are technologies from other places that they said they are under the sea, that that they're the lost continents. They're not lost. Who told you they were lost? They're somewhere there. They're only lost to you, hidden. Just like they said, oh, the 12 tribes of Israel are lost. Are we lost? We're never. It just means kept from you. And I don't need to know none of that. You don't need to know none of that, because that's what it's going to take to rule you into oblivion. To rule you into obscurity. And you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to know that. I don't want to see that. I hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, there is a way to not hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. And that's called the money bag. Oh, wait. Oh, finally. I would have locked this phone. I even forgot my passcode on this phone. I was like, I have 36 more minutes. And we are going to talk about this. Google. Yes, I'm offline. Atlantic City, BI. BAI. Okay, Salamina Network. Let me see who I'm going to connect to. So I hope it does not drain my battery. And if you're looking at this, it's not somebody's hair. Okay, I'm going to move away, please. Now everything is coming. Atlantic City. Move away, please. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like they've been having this city. Wait, article that I saw that was written 2 days ago, actually. When in Italy, make friends with naked Norman. No, that's not it. Hmm. I'm going to find it. Yes. There's so many people here. Let me go to Google. I'm trying to see. There's one. Explain the real life Atlantis once ancient Roman sin city. That's not it. That's not it. Italian's version of. No, that's not it. So they created a version of it. Italians Atlantis. Okay, now let's read this. Good thing I'm researching this with you all. This was written in December 2022. This is an article that I saw a few days ago. Oh my goodness. So they're throwing information up there so that you can come with the information and then they'll be like, yeah, misinformation, or come on now. They have advertisement going on. Okay, so the study was located over the natural volcanic vents. So was renowned for its healing medicinal hot springs, which can be found all over the city. Unfortunately, this was 8th century. No, that's not it. Nope, nope. So why did that article? I shared on WhatsApp. You know, if you're on my WhatsApp, you saw it, and you know the article that I'm talking about. I cannot access it here because I'm on this other platform. But now, remnants of blah 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 blah. Well, good thing I have this to research. Let me see. Is it the Sun? Who wrote that? I'm forgetting who wrote the article. Okay, the Sun now. Explore real life Atlantis. 2 days ago. Okay, so when I saw it and I was reading it already as Atlantis City, but this is what stood out to me. But if they have a real life city, how did you know how the real Atlantis look like? This is the exhibit that I want you to pay attention to, okay? See, this was a real life city they said of Atlantis from the sun. Do you see how perfectly structured the structure is under the water? That is said to be sunken, okay? It's said to be sunken, and you can see how perfect it is. Do you see it? Okay. Now, that's exhibit A. Now let me put this because it's telling me my battery's about to die. Okay. So after that city, so I didn't read it correctly. I was like, is this Atlantis now? It says real life city, okay? So now after seeing this, a city of, okay, wait, hold on. Let it tell us. Buyer? Is it buyer or buy? Okay. Ooh. Excuse me. Hold on for me. They said it means bathroom. Just wait. Buyer. Okay, so I'm right. So it's buyer. It's the lost city of buyer. So I'm right. Okay, buyer. So I'm making it work. Put it to work. So now if there's a lost city somewhere, there should be a remains somewhere. And people are like, you're reaching. I like when they say that. And then a few months later, they said, there it is. Means the bathroom. Who names a city the bathroom? And Portuguese. Okay, hold on. Now let's research together. Are you ready for this research? I tell you, if you're looking for something to pinpoint, it's nothing. We're just talking, just general conversation. Hi, how are you all doing? And all of that. Atlantis. Lost remains. Bam. So there are articles that they said they found the lost remains, and one of them is the archaeologist website. Lost city Atlantis has finally been found. But how true is this though? So I'm gonna show you some things. Hold on. And there we go. Okay. Midway through the Sahara Desert.
For years, people have been flying around the globe, scouring the ocean floor, and pouring money into the hunt for the lost city of Atlantis.
Okay.
However, is it possible that it has already been there in front of us? One of the least likely locations on Earth. Midway through the Sahara Desert.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. You remember I talked about the Sahara Desert and the link to... I wrote about it. I didn't say it in my stuff. I was probing, and I talked about the Sahara Desert, but then there was a link about so I was probing about the Bermuda Triangle and stuff like that. And then ships which have been lost, about lost ships found in Sahara Desert, dealing with portals and stuff like that on Earth and different things. So when you look at that, and we learn a lot by, being amongst each other and all of that. So how can the Atlantis and the Sahara Desert, don't forget Africa, that Sahara Desert is not only a desert, it was a place of vegetation before it became the Sahara Desert. Study, research, and tell me. The Sahara Desert did not become a desert, a hot, scorching place that nobody cannot bear to be in. So also you have portals that lead to America, that leads to Africa. Boom, boom. That's why when people come and curse me in comment section, I check them. One of them was like, don't breed. I was like, you're enough reason of why I should breed. Because there are a lot of mini-me's already around, right? Enough reason, because you're not like there. Ask yourself this question: if the Sahara Desert, why in Africa we're not taught that the Sahara Desert was a place of vegetation? Throughout entire schooling system is a failure if you have not learned this. I always grew up asking questions, and I don't take what you tell me only. In maturity now, I respect everybody because point of view. But just because I take it and I believe you does not make me think that I've been deceived. Don't think that you've deceived me. Now, so that people not think that, oh, she thinks she knows it all. I'll be like, oh, okay. But there are certain things that I'll be like, oh no, if you let it down this way, it's gonna create more problems because people are going deeper in the rabbit hole. Some of us have gone deeper, still it leads nowhere, and still going deeper will end up being buried in the rabbit hole. So there's things that you're going to be like, no. Now, in the place of information, there are many misinformation that are coming out in the TikTok and other things about lost tribes and this and that, about pharaohs and all of that, and fake Egypt and fake Israel and all of that. But if it's so fake, why are they having possession over it? Ask yourself the question: why are they finding more mummies of melanated people in Egypt if it's so fake? Or they created a fake one, and then they wanted to destroy one of the rulers of Egypt, the pyramids. Because in erasing history, even up to today, there's an oblique in UK. There's a monumental obelisk from Egyptians in UK. It is something that is worth seeing. And if I can, this week, I can share it here. With paint, it has the Egyptian face, black, the obelisk is there and all of that. It's, it's there. There's something that our people are having as monuments and they had to move it. And now the place where it is, it's there. So for us to come and talk about history and defending ourselves is saying that because majority of us are here saying everything there is fake. No. And then they did the Pangaea theorem, wherein Africa was connected to the Americas. We fit it so well. So water separated us. Even right now, there's something going on where they're trying to, part of Africa will be split in middle. Now I want you to talk about research about Africa going to be split by water. So what used to connect us and we used to fly, those other people would be like, now we are an island. Mauritius was an entire continent. That's why you can Google the continent of Mauritius and you will see Mauritius there. They'll say it's Mauritius. So the part of Mauritius is on the other side. Those from the other side, I've told you, those people from the other side that they're telling you millions of years ago, years away, are coming back to this side. There are people on the other side who told you their waters, their places, America, and then you say the Eskimos and all of these places. But on the other side of the water, there's a place over. And that's why Russia can be closer to Europe and be closer to America. Now you have to understand these things. So when you're looking at the many misinformation, everybody now wants to become making money and saying, I taught you this and that, and coming back. But you have to know what is factual. So these portals now that have been divided are connected by water channels. So what if the Bermuda Triangle, the Garden of Eden that they drove us from, was just a portal leading to the place of Eden? But there's some Indians who think when you go visit the Jawara tribe, one of the lead men that will give you passage thinks the Garden of Eden was in India. It's all of that right, because India, Persia, and the place now we call Ethiopia, Eritrea, the Abyssinia area, Djibouti, and all of that used to be part of the kingdom protectorates when in the province of India. When you say India ruling, all of that places. That's why if you look at Rwanda and Burundi and you look at the sari, you see a significance. The Indian sari came as a modernization version from an Indian actress. Prove me wrong. So the sari that they have today came, and they will tell you it was an Indian actress that invented it. But before there was Indian sari, there was the traditional dress from Burundi and Rwandan, people. That looks like almost like sari, they're men and all the thing, and it looks like a Roman stuff. And then you have the kente version of wrapping and all of that you will find from Rome and Egypt. Everything of the hierarchy leads back to Africa. The cradle, mother of civilization, and the cradle of civilization. Everybody knows that. But when you connect the dots, then we'll be able to bring forth some things. I have 20 more minutes. I'll make it 21 or 20. I might go closer or more than that. So when you connect the dots, there are things that you will have to learn and be like, this makes sense, this does not make sense. And that's why when they say there's a passage in Arizona that leads to Africa, everybody say, oh, what fools. But there are underwater caves that have remains of mummies, melanated mummies, of our complexion, of my complexion, of darker complexion, of lighter complexion, of different hues. In the underwater caves. So now research caves, Grand Canyon, underwater caves. So when you learn these things, you will find that the people at the top have always been from you. So it's just like you teach your kids. They might be of a other complexion, but they learned all the stuff from you. You see what I'm saying? They learn everything from you. So when they learn these things, you're going to be like, well, I didn't teach them this, I didn't teach them that, you know. But you were the reason why they learned so many things. You're the reason why they acquired a lot of things. So now, Africa, those that hate Africa, that looks like you and I, are now seeing it as a place for money. Oh, we're going to go there and dig money, but you hate our kind. You can't stand us. So that's why you have to open your eyes. Because even those that spoil you, S-P-O-I-L, and it's not like spoiling in a good way, from other nations, have been benefiting from you, have been doing things to you. They're not the worst yet. He said the child that did not feel the love of the village will burn the village. That's the worst ones. And I'm not afraid to say it. I don't mince words. In the games of chess, I am connected to every person. Not in the entire world. Hopefully not. But I can tell you that I'm connected to billions of people. Be like, say everybody. That's a lie. Everybody's not connected to billions of people. And yes, all of us are related somewhere, billions of people. But everybody's not connected to billions of people. Just leaving it like that. So just because you have rulers from Moors background, be like, so every ruler in Europe are Moors, does not mean that every Moor is related to them. Though the Moors came from one father and mother, and we know Lot and his child, Moabites, Moors, and they're a mixture. They're not only Moabites. That does not make every Moor, because after you start having your children's children, that they're related to every person. But the bloodline of Europe is that all heads of Europe are related. That's why they keep it in their family. If they were related to every Moors, then every Moor's descendants of another admixture, whether you were mixed in with Portuguese or stuff like that, would be a contestant and a cousin to the throne. But they're not only Moors, they are bred into the house of David. They're bred into other house and other kings. And I read in the book of Jubilees yesterday, where it says, through you, kings will be on earth through Abraham. That was one of the blessings. So there is no king on earth that does not have an Abrahamic connection. There are people on earth who don't have anything to do with Father Abraham. And I told you in my last life, if you cannot beat them, join them, came from the time we're in. If you cannot beat the bloodline that is blessed, join them in intermingling. So the intermingling agenda that you see on your television is not just a one idea. It has always been for thousands of years, and it has always been to get the blessed seed. Be like, that is so racist. You must be dumb that I'm telling you this. They know it. And that's why some of us that look as dark as me think we were 100% African. But we already knew. Because when I was told 2016, we have this and that, so I was like, I did DNA. And then somebody here, I'm not going to call her name out, begin with an S. She was like, she called me. She's here. She'll tell you is she in Atlanta or Florida? She's like, you can be 46% white. I'm like, yeah, right. 40%. That's half of 50. And then I came out 40 something. I was like, okay. And the Africa that I thought I was African, I didn't come out much. I have everything else. And then I connect everything in the Caribbean islands. So the game of chess was to have somebody here also. There's a male, we speak. I respect him a lot. He's a businessman, icon, and stuff like that. And I was telling him about what I found about Europe and some of our Moorish more people on the throne, and how they bred like crazy. And he said that's to protect the seed. So in the game of chess, breeding and multi-breeding was acceptable, is to preserve the seed. That doesn't mean you have a foolish man just going about spreading seeds to whoever might even breed with the enemies, with your enemies. You're like, what enemies? And the enemy is not a particular skin tone. Because all skin folks ain't kin folks. I'm going deeper. You see, the time when I'm ending the live is the time I tell you the things, because those that are needed to be here stick along. So that's how you protect your bloodline. But there's some people who are usurpers who wants to be you. And they think they can destroy your family. So you watch and see who rejoices when a family be like, oh, I'm rejoicing because this person died. You never know that person in the room is a relation, it's a relative. Be like, okay, so this is what they think of our family. And then they want to be part of our family. There are people who work on earth, they have cousins everywhere. Cousins in Hollywood, everywhere. And that's why the seed will go to another and try to block that family line. They know that the seed will find their way back. They know their father is from this place and that place, but they've never been there. And for generation, they move to another place and breed. So it's called protection and putting all it in the right place. So how come can you have one family that have 5 different last names? You remember last year I told you, or was it 2022, that the family last names are changed? Why? Because when you're in the midst of the game of chess, you have to know your hidden enemy. Your hidden enemies can be sitting down and talking to somebody whose name is Solved, and your last name is Reserve. Solved, Reserve, and saying, I don't like those Reserve family. Sometimes I just wish we just eliminate them. And Serve is off the bloodline, but the name has changed. That is wisdom. But like, oh, those are secret things you should never reveal. You should just be there. We have come to the ending of the ends. Whether it takes 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 500 years. So you put yourself that why they will go around taking files, secret files and stuff, because they need it, because what is there is power. So somebody will leave an island and have their children for 40, 50 years, don't go back to the island, but the island elders know our cousins are here, and they breed. When you have greatness in you, you have enemies, and when you have some kind of DNA in you, you have enemies. Not all that laugh to you loves you. Some people love you for what they can gain from you. Laughter, if you bring them joy, or you act a fool, or money, or you make fun, that's why they're there, or you give them food, or you go out and dance. That's the long term. But they're not long term wherein if you do a test of friendship, they still got your back. That kind of thing. Ten more minutes to go. So you have to have wisdom. And you have to know there's some family members, a man's enemies also are those of his own household. Judas was a part of the household. You know, we had a good talk on, was it last week, Thursday or Friday? Or was it 2 weeks ago? I don't remember my dates anymore. But he was like, you know, this pastor was like, oh yeah, Judas, yeah, it's true what you're saying about Judas being the cousin of the Savior, which is Yahushua, that you know as Jesus. That's why he had the money bag. So if Judas was a cousin and of the Savior, and the Savior said, have I not chosen you 12? It's in your Bible, go and research it. And one of you is a devil. How did one of the devils become the 12 disciples? But he sold his cousin, and he said, you betray the Son of Man with a kiss. He sold his cousin for 30 pieces of silver. And the land of blood was bought. Real estate with that money. So sometimes you have to get heathen. And they said the heathen ones are exposing themselves. Who told you you're of it? Some of the people you trusted to hide your family secrets have gone and told on you for bags of beans and rice. They've been placed in the place of opulence. That's why they were coming against the seed so much in killing, because somebody has snitched. But what were they killing for? Makes no sense. Now they've come to their senses and be like, okay, it makes no sense. What are we killing for that makes no sense? Because it's either somebody told a lie, or somebody have gone and said they were the ones that are pretending to be you. So in the game of chess, how come you are the family, but none of your family are amongst the stars? What stars? Stars is a system that is set. And I sat on my bed today. Stars are a system that are set. You know, in the Roman Empire, always have entertainment. So it's either, theater. Mostly was sports to keep the people entertained. The bloodline also have been set to entertain you. So the upper echelon, not avalanche, I don't know where that video was from. The upper echelon is putting your seeds in place. Media, entertainment, and all of that. That's a calling. Some people don't know why they like journalism, why they like to do this. It's in the blood. And why they have to do this. Now, the imposters now will try to get into those places. So they set them up. So why have your bloodline in the last 30 years, 40 years, before 2022, have not been in the upper echelon? You know, there's somebody from the Caribbean. He looks Indian looking, but he did his DNA. They said he's one of the few, the only person, the only male that is related to everybody. I mean, he has thousands of cousins, millions of cousins, all of that. So you can have 16th cousin, 42nd cousins, and all of that. So the bloodline is separated. What if I tell you, even in politics? So if the 13 bloodlines, they're giving names like Clinton, be like, oh, we know Clinton, Bill Clinton, President Bill Clinton. Oh my goodness. When I was young, I used to dream about him like crazy. Be like, why? You must have loved him so much. I didn't go to bed thinking about the president of the United States. I have my own president. I used to watch cartoon. The only time I'll see is CNN and stuff in my country for international music. I'm sorry, international news. And those dreams never made sense. Like, I was dreaming in imperial, those old imperial cities. You know, like, should I say much? Like hanging out in old imperial cities. And those are just nonsense. It's like maybe not Roman or Bosnia cities. It's like maybe Italy, kind of, yeah, that kind of infrastructure. Wherein It was nice. You know, one of the building has lots of paintings outside. It was painted not like a graffiti, you know, but it's just like you would go for brunch. That kind of dream. And wake up. I used to have that a lot. So that means either it was one of my favorite or whatever, but that's a young child. When I mean young child, 6, 7 years of age, 6, 7, or maybe even younger. But that's the same age I'll dream different kind of dreams, like classmates running after me in the dream. You know, those African real. If there's some people I would have labeled as witches, I would have. And yes, they cut it off. I'm back again. So if there were people I would have said, oh, they're witches and all of that. Hi Nestor, thank you for calling. I'm joining. I would have, you know. And so if they're all connected and they're all from rulership, and then you say, oh, all the presidents in Africa are devils. If they're all devils, are they from the bloodline? But yeah, people like to curse out devils and all of that. I'd be like, well, what about you? You curse that. I have all right. I can curse anybody out devils. There's a friend of mine here that I've called him a devil one time. Was he a devil? He might not be a devil. He's not, but I've called him as a joke. Because one time we're driving and he was like, oh my gosh. He's no longer in the States, so he moved away. So there was a radio program we had to go do. Or was it to visit our late friend, a friend that died? It was from Zambia. At that time, it was alive. So he was like, oh, your people will be looking for you. I said, yes. And I would tell him I'm here driving with this devil. When he meant people, he meant my people at home. He'd be like, yeah, your people will be, he said, they will be looking for you. I said, yeah, I'll tell him I'm busy here driving with the devil. But they knew I was gone and I was with him and stuff like that. But that was you know, and I told the person to this face, and he's here. So he can't tell you if I didn't call him a devil. And just because we're from Africa that I call him a devil doesn't mean anything. It means something because all your presidents are devils. I remember people tell all the time they write, yeah, we all our presidents are the same people, the same evil people, the same devils. They're like, okay. But one thing you have to know, there are good humans and evil humans. Ooh, I don't want to be stoned for this. There are bad devils. Are there good devils? As I said, I don't want to be stoned for this. Let me just keep it to myself. Because some of the humans that you think are humans are worse than the devils. Evil people. Because there was a break, I'm going to go a little bit more. Oh, my stomach. But I can't wait to eat. I'm going to have Gambian food today. Some baobab or some wonjin, some benachin or chep that people call chep, or you know, Senegalese, or super kanjang, which is okra and stuff. Funyan and oh my goodness, maybe that's what I'm craving. That's what I need. And then I go back to losing weight because my nose has become bigger, and then I'll go back to losing weight. But yeah, I am so happy I can be able to discuss this with you. So whatever, pray that you're led and don't let pride get into you. Africa is about to become a superpower. I don't know when, But that's why some of them are scavenging to go over to you now and showing love, but they never show love. Oh, African don't like us. White and black, brown, whether you feel we don't like you or not, know that our people, there's a beautiful pansies, flowers. Know that there's certain things you have to know. You're going to people who have been scarred for life, beaten, beat up. And taken advantage of. And now I'm telling my people, arise, your time has come. Get into agriculture if you can. Get into some things. Do something. Let them say that you did not. It's better to try something and you fail and they said, oh, you didn't make effort. But if you made effort and you're still there, oh, I can't wait to move these horses here back. It's better that you tried than you didn't try at all. It's better that they said, oh, he or she made an attempt and is consistent. And I've said this years ago. So time to change the narrative and us to stop talking about what the Imperials have done and start to position ourselves for power has changed hands and has returned. But you don't even know it, yes, Sophia. Oh, okay. And that's why there's some people fighting to gain relevance in the place where relevance is not. Let me see. Before I close this live, let me see if there's anything else I'm missing. I would have shown you what I'm using right now to just open my eyes and stuff like that. So I will not feel sleepy right now. I have to wake myself senses up. And one of the things that can wake me up is either I spray a perfume to wake me up. Not that the perfume has anything. Oh, I can even use it to sleep. But I've never sprayed perfume and gone straight to bed. It's getting darker. It's not like it's this perfume is it's like a cupcake. I've been using it since 20 different kind. This is the one that fits the season, pink and all of that, and I'll go into that. So I used the other type of this perfume, and one day I went into Walmart. You should see this man running after me. Oh my goodness, you smell nice. What's the name of that perfume? I didn't want to tell him. Like, what? It says little wickedness in humans, you know. Be like, have 100 women smelling the same. But now, yeah, 100 women, thousands of women use this. So, what is it? But I found something else that they don't know about. Let me put lotion. Just put lotion right here. Lotion is another thing also that wakes me up. It wakes me up really, really good. Sorry. Okay. What else? I think I've said a lot. And it's time for me to leave. Yeah, I've said so much that it's time for me to leave. Let me think of anything else that I have to say. But there are those who love you that will come back and all of that. But, you know. And also, if you're rushing to go to Africa, know the timing. Some people are pre-rushing. I don't want to put out people in a bad retrospect, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to address them. Make sure that what you did to some of us from Africa, you do not do it to people who are trying to return to Africa, and show your colors in that way. Try to be transparent. Transparency is a key. You know, that's one of the keys that is needed. In life. Being transparent and all of that, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think it's time for me to go and end this live and all of that. But yeah. Now that I've woken up, I have a lot to say. But not now. I will be I'll be here, but I have too many inbox messages. Some of them have not even responded. It's been months. As a bird. And comments, yes, let me address this. If you comment and I do not comment, please do not feel bad. I zone off Facebook, and I in and out. I come back, and I have a routine now where I just go to Reels. That just helps my mood and stuff like that. And then I'm like, after Reels I share, but like, she's sharing every time. She's on Facebook every day. She's not answering me, and sometimes I miss comments. Not everything comes from notifications. And so I will try this week to go back and respond to every comments that has been, and make sure I reply everyone, so that nobody will like, she didn't respond, she didn't like. And sometimes I will like your comment using my other pages, not Facebook page, personal profile page, or sometimes if my other profile, there's another profile or some else I would like. So if you got a love comment and it looks like this must be, who is this person, who is this organization, that's me. That's another thing. So yeah, so many things. Okay, so political race, Trump 2024. But I actually lost them, and now somebody shared an article I saw on WhatsApp. They were a Democrat, and they shared an article saying a lot of Democrats are now going Republicans, and I responded, I said, now your eyes are open. I'm in a place right now, so the next opponent of Dr. J. Trump, President Trump, is a pastor from Texas, from a church that will be going neck and neck. Currently in a place where he's currently at, so I am sitting outside and I'm talking to you all. But anyways, I might tell you guys to support him, but I told people, I said, it's gonna be Trump. But if he is chosen to be a vice president, I think he will make a good vice president position. I don't know. If he can run with him, than going head and head with him. So now they're calling him, Fox called him, I think, $1 million pastor, stuff like that. But how can I just keep myself mute? Yeah, so this is where I'm gonna end. So I will say 2024, let's shoot for the stars. Not mean not kill anybody or kill the stars, you know, but this is where my yapping ends and stuff like that. And nobody pays me for political affiliation or none of that, or tells me what to say. I just say it on my own. Okay. And Yahweh bless you all. Have a blessed weekend.